Sometimes the most beautiful diamonds are hidden deep inside ordinary rocks. And many times, the most powerful people sitting in a room are the ones who don't even realize their own strength. Sometimes the most powerful things in life do not announce themselves loudly. They enter quietly, sit gently, and change everything without asking for permission. In the same way, real attractiveness does not knock on doors. It is felt, it is experienced. It is remembered long after words are forgotten. You may not always see it in the mirror. You may not always feel confident about it. Some days you might even question your own value. But the truth is, when you walk into a room and conversations soften, when people suddenly become more aware of themselves, when silence becomes comfortable instead of awkward, something within you is speaking. A woman who carries depth does not need decoration to be noticed. Her presence itself becomes an introduction. You see, the world teaches many people to decorate their outside and neglect their inside. But a few choose the opposite. They polish their thoughts, they discipline their emotions, they protect their peace. And slowly, unknowingly, they become powerful in a way that cannot be copied. Such a woman does not chase attention. She builds a life, and attention follows. She is not loud about her pain, yet she understands pain deeply. She does not advertise her strength, yet she survives storms with quiet dignity. Her confidence does not come from applause but from alignment with her values, her boundaries, her purpose. People feel safe around her, not because she solves their problems, but because she does not judge their weakness. Her calm becomes a resting place in a noisy world. And in a world addicted to chaos, calm feels extraordinary. She does not compete to prove her worth. She improves to honor her potential. While others are busy comparing journeys, she is busy walking her own path with patience. She understands that flowers do not bloom faster by competing with each other. They bloom when the season inside them is right. There is something rare about a woman who can be kind without being weak, strong without being harsh, confident without being arrogant. She knows when to speak and when silence is more powerful. She knows when to hold on and when letting go is the real victory. Not everyone will understand her. Some will misunderstand her silence as pride. Some will call her boundaries attitude. Some will feel uncomfortable because her self-respect reminds them of the compromises they made with themselves. But she does not change to be easier to digest. She chooses peace over proving, growth over gossip, depth over drama, and yes, sometimes she doubts herself. She wonders if she is enough. She questions her decisions. She reflects deeply. But that doubt does not make her weak. It makes her human. It makes her conscious. It makes her real. Empty minds are always certain. Deep minds are thoughtful. A woman like this does not break hearts for entertainment. She breaks illusions. She breaks unhealthy patterns. She breaks the belief that strength must be loud. Her danger is not in destruction. Her danger is in independence, in clarity, in emotional balance, in self-respect. She loves sincerely, but she never abandons herself to be accepted. She gives warmth, but she does not burn herself to keep others comfortable. And that balance of softness and strength is what makes her unforgettable. So if you ever feel ordinary, remind yourself that oceans look calm from the surface. Mountains appear still from a distance. Stars remain silent while lighting the entire sky. You do not need to become more. You only need to stop hiding what you already are. Because the day you fully accept yourself, the world will quietly begin to adjust around you. There is a quiet kind of power that does not ask for attention, does not demand approval, and does not announce its arrival. It simply walks into the room and something changes. The air becomes softer. People become more careful with their words. Not because they are afraid, but because they feel something steady, something grounded, something rare. Many women who carry this power do not recognize it. They are too busy fixing their flaws, counting their mistakes, replaying their failures. They look at themselves through the eyes of their past, not through the possibilities of their future. And so, they underestimate the light they bring into spaces that were once dull. Real attractiveness is not built in a mirror. It is built in moments of discipline, in silent struggles, in choosing dignity when ego demands revenge. It grows when you decide to heal instead of harden, to learn instead of blame, to rise instead of complain. A woman who has walked through storms without losing her softness becomes dangerous in the most beautiful way. She does not need to prove that she is strong. Her calm speaks for her. Her boundaries explain her standards. Her consistency reveals her character. She does not chase validation because she has made peace with herself. And when a person is at peace with themselves, they stop begging the world for permission to exist. Such a woman listens more than she speaks. And when she speaks, her words carry weight, not noise. She knows that silence can protect energy and that not every truth needs an audience. Her presence feels like a deep breath in the middle of a crowded day. Some people feel inspired by her. Others feel threatened because her self-respect reflects their self-neglect. Her discipline reminds them of their excuses. Her clarity exposes their confusion. And still, she does not shrink. She understands that being misunderstood is sometimes the price of being authentic. She is kind, but not careless, compassionate, but not available for disrespect, loving, but not dependent on love to feel whole. She gives from fullness, not from fear. When she walks away from what harms her, she does not create drama. She creates space. Space to breathe, space to grow, space to become more aligned with who she truly is. And that alignment is magnetic. People may not always compliment her. They may not always understand her choices, but they feel her impact long after the conversation ends. They remember how she made them feel calmer, stronger, more aware, more honest with themselves. Even in her doubts, there is depth. Even in her questions, there is wisdom. She does not pretend to be perfect. She allows herself to be human. And that honesty makes her even more powerful. Because perfection creates distance, but authenticity creates connection. A woman like this does not try to control the world. She masters herself. And in that mastery, she becomes free. Free from chasing, free from pleasing, free from shrinking. Her strength is not in loud victories, but in quiet consistency. Not in dominating others, but in understanding herself. So if you ever find yourself wondering whether you are enough, pause for a moment. Look at how far you have come. Look at what you have survived without becoming bitter. Look at how you still choose kindness in a world that often rewards cruelty. That choice alone makes you powerful. And that power, carried with grace, becomes a beauty that time cannot touch. Some kinds of beauty make people look. Other kinds make people feel. The first fades with time. The second grows deeper with every season of life. Many women walk through the world unaware of which kind they carry. They measure themselves by reflections, by comparisons, by numbers and opinions that change every day. But true attractiveness is not fragile like that. It is steady. It is built quietly, layer by layer, through choices no one applauds. It is built when you choose honesty over convenience. When you choose patience over reaction. When you choose self-respect over temporary comfort. A woman who lives this way does not sparkle only when the light is perfect. She glows even in darkness. She does not need to announce her values. They show in how she treats people who cannot benefit her, in how she speaks when she is tired, in how she walks away from what insults her soul. Her character becomes her signature. There is a softness in her that is not weakness. It is control, like water that looks gentle, yet shapes mountains. She feels deeply, but she does not drown in emotion. She cares, but she does not collapse into attachment. She loves, but she does not disappear. That balance is rare, and rarity always attracts attention, even when it does not ask for it. People sense that she is not desperate to be chosen, because she has already chosen herself. This single decision changes the way the world treats her. Not because the world suddenly becomes kinder, but because she no longer negotiates with disrespect. Some will admire her from a distance. Some will misunderstand her calm as coldness. Some will feel uncomfortable because her discipline highlights their disorder. But she does not carry the burden of correcting every opinion. She understands that peace is more valuable than popularity. When she speaks, her words are simple, but they settle deep. When she listens, people feel heard, not examined. Her presence does not compete with others, it completes the moment. Even her struggles polish her, instead of poisoning her. She turns pain into perception, loss into learning, silence into strength. And still she has moments of doubt. She wonders if she is doing enough, if she is too much, if she should change to fit in better. But then life gently reminds her, through small victories, quiet growth, healed wounds, that becoming smaller will never make her safer. So she stands where she is, not loud, not arrogant, not demanding, just rooted. And like a tree that offers shade without advertising it, people come closer without knowing why. A woman like this does not break hearts by playing games. She breaks illusions by being real. She breaks unhealthy cycles by choosing differently. She breaks the idea that strength must be hard and beauty must be shallow. Her danger is not in control over others. It is in freedom over herself. Freedom to say no without guilt. Freedom to walk away without hatred. Freedom to love without losing her identity. And that kind of freedom cannot be taught easily. It is earned through reflection, patience, and courage. So if you ever doubt your worth, remember that the most valuable things in life are often wrapped in simplicity. Gold looks like stone before it is polished. Depth looks like silence before it is understood. You do not need to shine louder. You only need to remain true. Because the world does not change for noise. It changes for truth. There is a kind of strength that does not raise its voice. It does not compete for attention. And it does not decorate itself to be accepted. It simply exists, steady and rooted, like a mountain that does not move even when storms argue with it. Many women who carry this strength think they are ordinary. They notice their imperfections more than their progress. They remember their failures more clearly than their growth. They assume confidence must be loud, beauty must be visible, and power must be proven. But real power is quieter than that. It is found in the woman who can sit with herself without needing distraction. In the woman who can walk away from chaos without announcing her exit. In the woman who chooses peace even when her ego demands noise. Such a woman does not beg to be understood. She focuses on becoming clear within herself. And when there is clarity inside, the outside world slowly rearranges itself. She is gentle, but she is not fragile. Her kindness comes with boundaries. Her compassion comes with self-respect. She knows that saying yes to everything eventually becomes a betrayal of the soul. People feel safe around her, yet they also feel aware. Aware of their words, aware of their intentions, aware of the version of themselves they present. Not because she judges, but because her authenticity invites honesty. Some are drawn to her light, some are uncomfortable with it. Because light does not only reveal beauty, it also reveals dust. She does not compete with anyone. She competes with yesterday's version of herself. Every small improvement becomes a silent victory. Every healed wound becomes a quiet strength. She understands that attention is temporary, but character is permanent. Applause fades, but self-respect stays. When life becomes heavy, she does not collapse into bitterness. She allows herself to feel, but she refuses to become cruel. She learns the art of carrying pain without letting pain carry her. That alone makes her powerful. And yes, there are nights when she questions herself. There are moments when insecurity visits her mind. But she does not build a home for it. She listens, learns, and lets it leave. She knows that even the strongest trees shake sometimes. But they do not uproot themselves. A woman like this does not try to control how others see her. She controls how deeply she stays aligned with who she is. And that alignment becomes her shield. Her danger is not in manipulation, it is in independence. Not emotional distance, emotional maturity. Not coldness, clarity. Not perfection, balance. She loves deeply, but she loves wisely. She gives fully, but she gives from abundance, not emptiness. She walks beside others, but she never walks away from herself. And that makes her unforgettable, not because she tries to be special, but because she refuses to betray her truth. So if you ever doubt your value, pause and look at how many times you chose growth over comfort. How many times you remained kind when bitterness was easier. How many times you protected your peace when chaos was tempting. Those choices are invisible to the world, but they build a presence that cannot be ignored. You do not need to become louder. You do not need to become harder. You only need to remain honest with who you are becoming. Because real attraction does not come from perfection. It comes from inner stability, and inner stability quietly changes everything. Some people enter a room and decorate the space. Others enter and define the space. The difference is not in their appearance, but in their awareness. One seeks approval, the other carries alignment. A woman who is deeply aligned with herself does not realize how powerful her presence is. She is too busy becoming better than she was yesterday, too busy choosing peace over noise, too busy protecting her inner world from unnecessary storms. She does not chase admiration, yet admiration follows her quietly, like a shadow that appears not because it is invited, but because light exists. She has learned that reacting to everything is exhausting, so she responds with intention. She has learned that proving herself to everyone is impossible, so she proves herself only to her conscience. This discipline slowly becomes dignity, and dignity is irresistible. Her strength does not come from controlling others, but from understanding herself. She knows her triggers. She respects her limits. She listens to her intuition. Even when logic feels louder, people often mistake her calm for weakness until life tests her, until pressure arrives, until chaos demands surrender. And then they see that silence was never emptiness. It was control. She does not need to win every argument. She chooses her battles the way a wise traveler chooses luggage, only what is necessary. She understands that energy is currency, and she refuses to waste it on drama that pays nothing in return. Some will be inspired by her clarity. Some will be disturbed by it, because her boundaries expose their confusion. Her patience highlights their urgency. Her stability reflects their inner noise. But she does not adjust her soul to make others comfortable. She adjusts her habits to become stronger. There are moments when doubt knocks on her heart. It whispers that she is too much, or not enough, or too different. She listens, and then she returns to herself, because deep down, she knows that fitting in has never created greatness. Becoming real has. She does not fear being alone. She fears becoming someone she does not respect. So she walks away from what costs her peace, even if it costs her company. This choice is heavy, but it is powerful. A woman like this does not attract through perfection. She attracts through presence, through emotional balance, through the quiet confidence of someone who is not trying to escape herself. She does not carry noise in her voice. She carries certainty in her spine. Her danger is not in breaking hearts. It is in being unshakable, in not begging for love, in not trading dignity for attention, in not shrinking to be chosen. She loves deeply, but she loves wisely. She trusts, but she verifies. She dreams, but she works. And slowly, life begins to respect her the way she respects herself. So if you ever feel invisible, remember this. Roots grow in darkness. Strength grows in silence. And the most powerful transformations happen where no one is clapping. You do not need to prove your worth to the world. You only need to stop doubting it within yourself. Because when you stand firmly in who you are, the world does not need to be convinced. It simply responds. You don't need to become someone else. You only need to stop shrinking the person you already are. Because the moment you fully accept yourself, the world will have no choice but to notice.